Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Beauty Pop Podcast. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Jen.
And today we've got lots of cool stuff to talk about because spring is officially here.
It's sprung, which is why I might sneeze on you today because my allergies
Oh my gosh,
are
I've been sneezing so much this week. Mucinex and Allegra have been my best friends.
You know,
this week.
It's been so rainy in Los Angeles. And
that's right. You guys got a ton of rain.
That's where I live, and we've had so much rain during the winter. And it's very funny because in between, it hasn't even gotten that warm, but over this past weekend, I actually did spring because it was sunny. It was about 70. It was perfect. I went to see Reba McEntire at the Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, that's right. You were at the Hollywood Bowl.
So much fun. And then I was at Descanso
Who doesn't
Gardens.
love Reba?
Oh my gosh. Can I just tell you how she's so fun? First of all,
I'm not even a country music fan, and I would see Reba.
Her opener was Terry Clark, who any of my 90s country girls, like I girl crushed on Terry Clark. And it's not even because she was that like, you know, oh my gosh, stunningly beautiful. She's gorgeous, but that wasn't it. My girl crush came because she just had these like good women empowerment songs in the 90s. And she had a really tough voice. You know, she didn't have that soft kind of country thing that was so popular. She was actually like kind of a badass. And so I always loved Terry Clark, and she opened for Reba, and then Reba comes out. And let me tell you something. We talk about skincare all the time. I need to know what she's doing.
I know.
She's in her 60s. Victoria, you would look at her and she looks like she's maybe in her 40s. Her skin is flawless. Yeah. Her hair is so cute. She still rocks that red color. And then she's got all of these sparkly costumes and she snaps them off. Like she'll come out in a dress. She snaps off the bottom part and she's got this little short mini number on. And you're like, holy moly.
Right, Reba.
I mean, I guess it's all right. You know, maybe she's got the nutritionist and working out, because if that's just genetics, I'm sad that I got passed over.
You know what? Real quick, you're just reminding me the CMT Awards were last Sunday. And I didn't watch it, but did you catch a glimpse of Shania?
She's gorgeous. And by the way, she's coming to the Hollywood Bowl. And I've seen her in concert before, and I absolutely love her, but she still looks fabulous.
It's not like still looks. There's a whole new Shania now.
She's got herself together.
When because she had been out of the spotlight for a long time.
Quite a while,
a long time.
That's what'll happen when your husband plays swap-a-wife with your best friend, you know?
And they're still married too, she said.
Oh,
I remember,
they still are.
Recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although she swapped to, you know, she married the best friend's husband or was with him.
Is she still married? Is she married now?
I don't remember. I don't know. But I
remember there was a big scandal there with like the swapping of the, But so Shania kind of a couple of years ago came, I feel like it was even during COVID. Within the last like year and a half or 2 years, we've sort of seen her come back out into the public eye a bit. And she had gained some weight, and she, like we all did during COVID. And, you know, she just looked like she was aging at a normal rate.
Right.
So Harry Styles pulls her up on stage. They do a duet during Coachella, and she's starting to like, you know, lose some weight. She's probably working out again. She's back in the public eye. Then Sunday night I see her and she's a size 4.
I know.
So I don't know what she's doing, but she might not even be a size 4. She may even be less than that. But I did a double take, and I'm like, because she's standing there, Megan Thee Stallion gave her an award for something. And she had a cowboy hat on and the long hair and everything. Her face looks flawless. The body is banging. I'm like, okay, Shania.
Yeah.
Shania is back.
She's back. I mean,
she looks like she can put that leopard cat suit back on from that video. Like,
remember that with the hood? How awesome she looked in that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, but that's what she looks like now. So props to Shania. I just reminded me of that when you said you know the country music at the Hollywood Bowl.
She's aging backwards, but no, she looks great, and I'm excited. I just saw her. You know, everything blends together with the pandemic. I feel like maybe it was,
I know.
It was pre-pandemic that I saw her, and in concert, if you get a chance. Reba's great. She comes out there and rocks it and sings her little heart out. Shania's all over that stage. She's a really great performer. So if you're into country music at all, 2 thumbs up on both of those concerts. But if you want a show, Shania gives a show for sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if she has a new album out yet, but I would assume it's coming soon.
It's got to be.
You don't look that good unless you're putting a new album out.
Unless you're going on the road and you're trying to compete with everybody who's like 25 years younger than you, and you're looking better than they are.
She looked amazing. So props to Shania. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover today. And because it is spring, we are going to talk about shaving our legs.
I'm not ready.
I know.
I'm just not ready.
I know. Yeah. And both of us are like, ugh. Like,
I had to go to the dermatologist this week. I told you this because I had this little bump on my like teeny tiny that I thought originally was like an ingrown hair. And I showed it to my doctor and he's like, you better get it looked at. And so I went to the dermatologist and he's like, well, I don't know. It could be all these things, but it's going to be gone now. But that made me really focus on going, I better shave these legs. So I'm not super embarrassed when he gets in there and starts looking. And I'll admit, I let it go during the winter months a little bit, but I'll always I at least shave from like the knee down, but I did the full 9 yards and it's that time. It's that time now.
It is. It's that time of year. So you have some cool stuff to share.
Yes.
And I have actually been sitting on my razor subscription for a while, so I'm happy we're going to talk about this today.
You should never sit on a razor. It's not a good idea.
Oh my God, like one of my biggest fears in life is having the razor head pop off in the shower and have me like step on it. That's like one of my biggest fears. And then we're going to talk about some hair care because I just bought, look at how big this bottle is. It's like huge. I just bought
Biolage, right?
Biolage. This is the shampoo of my childhood, y'all.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about that later.
You're so fancy. The child of my shampoo childhood was Herbal Essence.
Okay, well, I did too. I liked Herbal Essences. I liked Herbal Essences too. But I just want to start off real quick. A couple episodes ago, we talked about one of your new favorite eyeshadow palettes made by Morphe, which is a brand that you've mentioned before.
Multiple times. I think I told you about not only the eyeshadow palette, but the thing that I had never tried before. And a couple of episodes we talked about it. It was the blush and bronzer palette. And I'm loving it. I'm still using it today. I use it every single day and I love it. I'm a Morphe girl.
So Morphe, and by the way, I want to just let everybody know, we have a new YouTube channel that is so cute. I love how we've got short videos on there. You can listen to the entire length of the podcast if you want. We're going to start putting video of us doing the show up there too. It's really, it's great. So we have a new listener. Her handle is the gayest gay. Welcome. We love that.
Is that a challenge?
We love that. And so I don't know her real name, but I want to give her a shout out because she had listened to the most recent episode where you talked about the Morphe stuff. And she said, she gave us a nice compliment on the episode and also said, love Morphe. Too bad they filed for bankruptcy. That was news to me.
I know, me too.
That just happened apparently a couple months ago. And I tried to look it up. I can't get a real answer on what that actually means for the Morphe brand.
So I don't know what it means for them, but in general, just knowing, just kind of looking at what other companies do when they go into bankruptcy, sometimes it means they're going to go out of business.
Right?
Other times it means protection and a reorganization. And I'm hoping that's the case for Morphe in this matter, because I've been looking to try to find out if that means they haven't explicitly said that the brand is shutting down or ending.
It's the parent company, Forma, I think,
right?
Which also has a CEO named Simon Cowell. Did you see that?
Is that true?
I don't think it's the Simon Cowell, but it is a Simon Cowell. I believe.
Could the world have two Simon Cowells in it? Wow,
right? I mean, maybe it is the Simon Cowell.
I don't know.
That would be weird.
If so, we should write him a letter ASAP and be like, please don't kill Morphe. Do something with it. And also with the products, I think a lot of people might be intrigued to come in and buy it. When I had my makeup done last week, and I told you guys I'm a big Priv fan, I was kind of stunned to learn, and I did not know this, that MAC had been purchased by Estee Lauder, which is a bummer because you think of, not that there's anything wrong with Estee Lauder. It's great. It's solid. I actually have some of the skincare that we'll do a review on soon that I'm liking. The problem is that MAC is always, to me, the most vibrant, creative brand. Lots of colors, lots of pigment, lots of flair, lots of fun. And that's not necessarily the same brand as Estee Lauder. And so when I heard that, I was like, well, that doesn't really match. But according to the lady who did my makeup who worked for MAC, she said that was the bummer about that for her, is that she went there because it was creative and colorful. And then she quickly found out that the Estee Lauder brands had a lot of markers that you had to get for sales and all that stuff. So it definitely had more of a corporate feel. So I think this happens probably more than we think. And maybe someone will come in and save the Morphe brand. Who knows?
It's interesting. Remember at the beginning, I think it was the beginning of this year, when we did the list of the top, like the most powerful beauty brands.
Yeah.
And remember, we were like, why is Estee Lauder so high up on the list?
Now we know.
Now we know why. It's because they own MAC, among other things as well.
Is Charlotte Tilbury in there as well? Because I know that she mentioned to me that Charlotte Tilbury is now also owned by somebody too.
I'm not
surprised.
I
can't remember if it's a mega. I don't know what mega brand it is, but it was one of them. It was like maybe Lancome or Estee Lauder. We'll have to look it up.
They all, at some point, I think the cost of doing business becomes, you have to have a partner. And then I think acquisition seems to just be the way. Now, Charlotte Tilbury herself is still all over the brand.
Totally involved.
Yeah. So I think that it's just really probably less of a big deal to the brands themselves than it is to us. Because as consumers, like you fall in love with a brand and you kind of want that brand integrity. And especially, you're right, with MAC. MAC has been an activist brand for years for the LGBTQ community, for drag queens. MAC has been, remember Lady Gaga when she was first blowing up, she was working with MAC. So it probably really doesn't necessarily change the products as much as long as they keep the creative people in charge. Then
if they do, right. That's the
if
thing,
they do.
If they keep them in, then it doesn't change the integrity of the brand. And for Morphe, just to go back to them, the thing that's so great about them, and maybe this is to their detriment, is that they gave a really good product for a really inexpensive price. And so that's, the packaging wasn't much, but that was part of the game. You just got a solid thing. You got a solid product, not a lot of fancy packaging, but it worked. And hopefully that will stay intact, but you never know. There might be a change coming. Formulas change. Maybe the prices go up. I guess we just have to wait and see. But I still see a bunch of Morphe advertising. Like I looked at the, you get the little Ulta catalog for their sales every month. And Morphe's still really a huge part that they're featuring there. So I guess it's still going for now.
So to go back to Charlotte Tilbury, your intel is correct. Charlotte Tilbury, the brand, is now owned by Puig, which is a Spanish company that owns, it's a parent company, like one of, like Estee Lauder, owns Nina Ricci, Carolina Herrera, Paco Rabanne, Dries Van Noten, Jean Paul Gaultier. I don't know any of the other brands. And then actually, Charlotte Tilbury. So Charlotte might actually be their kind of marquee beauty line.
It sounds like
in their lineup. But yeah. So that's the thing. Do you remember when Kylie Jenner had to rebrand all of her Kylie cosmetics? And she had the way that she became one of the youngest, if not the youngest billionaire. She might have been the youngest.
I think she might have been too.
So she was under the Coty brand. And then that either Coty went out of business or filed for bankruptcy. There was something else going on with Coty. I don't really remember. And then Kylie had to take everything in-house and then kind of restructure and redo all of it. So the parent company stuff happens, I think, a lot more than consumers are aware of.
Yeah.
But as long as if the products themselves stay the same and the formulations don't change, which a lot of times some of the formulations do change. Like Kylie had to reformulate all of her stuff.
Right.
And Kim Kardashian had to do it too.
Sometimes even brands that don't change ownership or get other people involved, they change the formulas and it makes me nuts. It's like for whatever reason, maybe an ingredient has been declared like it's not that great. They can't get a hold of some things because of supply chain issues, or it's just become too expensive. There's been brands where you go, is this really the same thing I've been using over and over and over again? It doesn't work the same.
Yeah. So hopefully with Morphe, it will not it won't disappear, because I know that you love it. And I know it's a popular brand. People love the price point as well.
A lot of makeup artists love it too.
Yeah. So thank you to the gayest gay, our listener, and for that tidbit, because I did not know that. And so we appreciate that. And so let's go to our legs.
Ugh. Ugh.
I know we don't really want to.
I need color on those things.
Oh, I know. So, okay. So you told me that you found a shaving oil that you really like.
So let me just reminisce. And I just was actually, when we started the podcast, if you saw me looking like at my phone like a crazy woman, I wasn't being rude. There was something like probably in the early 2000s, this product that I absolutely loved. It was a sugar scrub shaving product. And it was a scrub with an oil and you shaved with it. It was the best shave I ever had. Now you kill a lot of razors.
With your blades?
Of course it does.
Oh, okay.
You'd have to throw them out after, you'd have to replace your disposable razors. And it was from this privately owned company, small business in Los Angeles, and I loved supporting them. And so I hadn't thought about them in a while. And I mean, I would give this to people for gifts because it was just such it was a great product. Everybody I gave it to absolutely loved it. And it was the best shave. But I fell out with them. So I was just looking to see if they're in business and I can't find them. So I think they must be gone.
Or they were bought and have a new name.
Or they're now under the Charlotte Tilbury. No, I'm just right. They're now under the Morphe, formerly Morphe umbrella. So I always am looking for like the best shaving product. And I do admit, like, because we both have dry skin, a sugar scrub to me is almost essential. If I want to get a really good shave, I do a sugar scrub before I actually use the product to shave. And it helps. Just releases the hair from the pores. Loofah will do it in pinch as well. Yeah. So I love doing that. But the shaving cream that I use, and I always just use the cheap stuff, the shave gel, whatever brands it is, the Gillette. And it's fine, but it's nothing spectacular. So I came in touch with this brand called Tree Hut, which is really inexpensive. It's available like on every Target shelf, every drugstore. It's become very popular because they started promoting it a lot on Instagram. A lot of influencers got a hold of their sugar scrub. And if you love a sugar scrub, they have a great one. And the smells are amazing and they change them up seasonally. So they've got probably 10 or 15 different smells that you can get, and they're really nice products. So when I was looking at that part of the shelf at Target, I saw that they now have a shaving oil. And I thought, wait a second, I need to try this. It's absolutely fantastic. Comes in a pump. So you don't have to worry about like it rusting to your, how the shaving cans rust in your shower. Yep. Comes in a pump and it's not super oily. I would actually call it more of a gel, but it does have a really moisturizing way about it. It also leaves behind a lot of moisture. And I think it's a great alternative to a shaving cream, which I feel the shaving cream can kind of strip your legs after you use it, can strip it of a lot of moisture. So this actually puts the moisture back in.
I think it's because there's alcohol in them all.
For sure. Yeah. And so this product I noticed does not dull my blades like using the old sugar scrub, but it's really fantastic. And the smells are great. They've got like coconut lime, they have vanilla bean, they've got lavender, they have all these different smells. And they're only about $9 a bottle. You can get them again, anywhere, any drugstore. Amazon has them. And they're a really nice product. So you just squeeze a little bit in your hand, rub it on your legs. And I feel like a little bit goes a long way and you get a close shave and you feel a lot more moisturized after it's all done. So if you're looking to feel like that, especially even if you don't have dry skin, I think that using those products can strip your legs of a lot of oil, and everybody wants to glisten a little bit after we shave.
Absolutely.
Right?
Sure.
So it's a good one to check out. I think you'll like it.
That is great. So I'm going to try that too, because I have not landed yet on anything that like excites me about shaving. And if something smells really good, or you're going to get that benefit of, you're going to get a little extra moisture, or maybe some, like you said, a little bit of a sheen. Yeah. If it just smells nice in the shower, that's like enough to get me through it.
And definitely don't expect solid oil on your legs either. This is definitely like
and I'm not going to slip and die, right?
No,
in the tub?
It's definitely more of a gel than anything else, but it's got a nice finish when you're all done.
Okay. So on my shaving end, for years, I just used the Venus razor.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And do you remember in the early aughts when it was kind of a good idea, but horrible product, when Jewel went like pop and she had that intuition
with
razor.
The bar of soap at the end of it.
Yes. It basically had this like lump
of razor with the bar of soap.
And it was supposed to, as you wet it, it was supposed to glide on your leg
And
with the
also
razor
cut your
built,
leg.
with the razor built into the middle of this, like, like a bar of soap. Yeah, but it was weird. Anyway, the execution of it, it was horrible.
Yeah, no, I was not a fan. I tried it multiple times.
I tried it. You couldn't shave over your knee.
No.
There was just no accuracy.
If you left it in your shower and you didn't have the cover on, remember it would get all like slimy if you weren't using it every time?
Yeah,
gross.
It was gross.
And it wasn't great for like under your arms or your bikini line.
No.
Like it was just not functional.
No. I mean, like I said, the idea I think was cool. Yeah. It just was poorly executed.
And the song was great, remember?
Well, she had the hit song and and then like right. So we kind of all went together. Yep. But so after that disaster, I kind of stuck with Venus. Mm-hmm. So, which also had another song, right? It used the Bananarama song.
Did they?
Goddess on a Mountain. Venus was her name. Yeah,
I think they used. So funny. I don't even remember that.
They were probably trying to compete with Jewel.
They needed something, right?
Yeah. So literally ever since, I have just used Venus razors, and they are really expensive.
I know.
They are really, really expensive. And I kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't really know that this is even better than like a cheap, disposable razor.
The cheap ones are fine if you don't get the super, super cheap ones. But if you get like the Bic for ladies ones, as long as you throw them out all the time, that's the problem. But then that's not really great to have all that waste either. But
no, and that's exactly why I didn't want to do that.
You got to keep them fresh. If you let them sit around a while, then that's when you start, it's like Freddy Krueger was shaving you.
Right. So I just kept using the Venus reluctantly. And then where was I? I was watching something on Instagram. What a shock.
I know, that's weird.
It was an influencer this time. This was an influencer. And she was talking about how there's a company that does a mail order razor blade and handle, like a whole program. You know what it was? Do you remember how all the Dollar Shave Club?
Yeah, I was going to say they do this for guys. Right.
All the Harry's razors, like the guys had a million things. And there was really nothing for women. But women reported stealing those razors from Dollar Shave Club, and because they were really good. So then this company came along and named Billie, Billie, like Eilish or Holiday, depending on your age and frame of reference. And so
or this goat, if you don't like pop culture at all.
Is a Billie goat with an IE?
No.
All right. I was going to say, all right. We welcome all the Billies. All the Billies are welcome here. So anyway, so I was like, you know what? I'll try that. It's really affordable. Like you get a pack of 4 razors for like $9.99. You can get them every month or every couple of months. I find that the razors last a really long time. They have 2 of the moisture strips, like on either end. They're, I think, 4 blades, so it's like a quattro. It's very similar to the Venus.
Nice.
Comes with a really nice, like you can pick all there's a little bit of like the girly part of me. It's all pretty colors. You can pick whatever kind of color razor you want. You can pick the subscription amount. Like if you shave your legs once a week, you obviously don't need 4 razors a month.
Yeah.
So you can really customize. And the razor head just pops right off. The handle is very comfortable in your hand, ergonomically, really well designed. I'm not a brand snob, but I'm a design snob. And these
you
are
want it
really,
to be good.
Yeah. Plus it comes with, which I also love, not a suction cup thing that goes on the shower wall, but it's a little piece of putty and a magnet. And it fits. And it fits. It's like a custom fit that you just hang your razor up and it just magnetically attaches, but the blade doesn't touch anything. So the blade is always able to air out and dry. So you don't get that mushiness.
Yeah, that's really
good. The other
good.
thing that it comes with that's freaking genius, and I don't have it in front of me right now or else I could show you. It comes with a travel case for the razor. But the case is like a triangle shape, and it's a plastic thing, and it snaps over the head of the razor.
Oh, just like a cover to cover the sharp part.
Yeah, but it's like a case. It's like
cool.
It's like when you travel with your electric toothbrush.
Right.
Same idea, and it's perforated, so the air gets in there, so you don't get any gunk building up.
I love that.
It's really, really
I'm going to have to look into it. I've never heard of Billie razors. I'm going to have to look into it.
They're just incredible. And the other thing is they have other products. And I know I don't think we've ever done an episode on makeup removers and wipes and stuff, right?
No, but that's a good idea to write that one down.
Yeah. We'll circle back because I have a whole review of the Billie makeup remover wipes.
So they even have makeup remover and stuff.
They have other products that they're getting into now. So, but the shaving cream that they have comes in, I think it's just lavender scent. It's a shaving cream that I'm going to try your shave oil because I think I might like that a little bit better. But I'm with you. I grew up using like whatever was in, the house, right? Yeah. My dad's shaving cream, like, the big stuff that puffs up, and you end up just wasting so much of it. I don't think the fact that it lathers up so much even does anything.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't even know what the function of it is. Exactly.
What is that? You're just kind of carving through a mountain of like whipped cream on your face. Right. I don't know. I don't get it.
It's decorative.
Yeah. But so the Billie shaving cream doesn't it doesn't have like, it's not an aerosol. It doesn't expand, but it has just a little bit of a lather to it, and it's very moisturizing. And I just realized, and again, I don't, in the winter, I don't shave my legs that much. And most of the time when I do, I'm so lazy, I do it really quickly just with water or the soap that's already dripping down my body as I'm in the shower. Like, I'm lazy about it. But I've noticed that my shaving cream bottles are in the garbage can empty. So I asked my husband, I was like, what do you use to shave your face with? Because he has like a short kind of beard.
Right.
And he's like,
trimmed up.
He's like, well, whatever is in the shower, that shave cream stuff, it's really good. I'm like,
so he's been using yours.
That's supposed to be for me. But he's like, well, yeah, but you never seem to use it. So I just use it.
Okay. So that's low-key passive aggressive. You might need to write that down for your counseling.
I know, right? I didn't even think of that.
He's like, if you could shave those things, Sasquatch, that'd be really nice.
Exactly. I didn't even think of that. But anyway, but the shaving cream is really nice. It's great for sensitive skin. It doesn't have there's nothing that's irritating in it. It doesn't dry your skin out like you had mentioned. A lot of the shaving creams, you can really dry your skin out. Doesn't do any of that. So I am like a Billie fan for life. I don't think I would never imagine a time where I would switch to something else. The razors are incredible. They last a really long time. And for the price point,
can you buy one off, or do you have to subscribe?
I think you can buy one off too. I don't think you can buy a pack of 4, and I don't think you get a better deal if you subscribe. But yeah, I think that you can go in and just set whatever works for your lifestyle. But and the shaving cream isn't that expensive. Like, everything is just so well priced. And I think it's, without it being in stores, they cut out the middleman kind of a thing. So the direct to consumer, that model saves a lot of people a lot of money. But I was so thank you to whoever that influencer was. I don't remember your name, but anyway, it was a really good recommendation, and that has definitely changed my life. And the travel aspect of popping that cover on the razor, and I
love that. Yeah. And not having to fool around with it, because sometimes I would take a disposable on the road and then just, so that's really nice that you can just travel with it.
Absolutely. So I'm totally excited about that.
Very cool. I'm going to have to try it.
When you save on auto insurance for driving safe with USAA Safe Pilot, you'll feel like a big deal, even in a traffic jam. Save up to 30% with USAA Safe Pilot. Restrictions apply.
So now we're going to transition to our heads. Different type of hair.
Different hair.
So, okay, when I was a kid, I remember sitting in the salon chair or in the salon as my mom was getting her hair done, and a company called Biolage by Matrix. Matrix was not new, but the Biolage line of shampoo and conditioner was new.
Yeah.
And everybody was buzzing about it in the salon. The reason they were buzzing about it, and I believe this has been debunked, is the rumor at the time was that it was so amazing for your hair is because it had placenta in it. Did you ever hear that?
I did not hear that.
That was, I remember distinctly sitting there because in the car on the way home, I asked my mom what placenta was.
Oh, that is so funny.
Because some of the stylists were kind of like whispering it. They're like, it's placenta. That's what makes it so good for your hair. And it became this
gosh.
this like crazy thing. I'm literally going to Google now. Is there placenta in Biolage?
Nothing like a little placenta in your hair in the morning. It really gets things going.
And
survey
and like,
says,
I can't find anything right now. No,
it might
I don't
be some
think
kind
so.
of protein though.
That's what I think. Yes. I think that's what it really is that they've used some sort of protein that's now where they're getting the placenta from. I have no idea. Is it an animal? Is it a human? I don't know.
It's even weirder.
Right? So I don't even know that aspect of it. But Biolage anyway became a massive, massive salon favorite. And then it kind of, like a lot of other salon brands, it ended up, being sold at drugstores or, it kind of, I'm going
to tell you, do not Google Biolage and placenta because
Did you get something gnarly?
Well, I've got, let's see, biologic research placenta. I've got placenta regenerating cream to help with acne, placental and amniotic matrix injections in Los Angeles. So, yeah, there's probably a lot going on here. I'm just going to back away from that.
I'm guessing then that either it had placenta in it at the time and then it doesn't anymore because people got too freaked out.
Or people were just crazy.
Well, the weird thing is, like, why would the salon owner who just started carrying it, where would they even get that idea?
There was probably some shiesty salesperson who came through the salons like, you have to try this new shampoo. Just watch and see the secrets of placenta, something like that.
So the other day I'm in CVS and, they have, and this is where I was going with the brands that used to be exclusive to salons.
Totally.
Right. Mm-hmm. They're for sale in, I don't know about Target, but they're definitely in CVS and Walgreens.
And Rite Aid for sure.
Rite
Aid, they've got higher end products now.
And but every company has a warning. If you don't buy this in a salon, you're not buying the real thing. Right? Remember that for years.
I do. There was a sticker.
Right. So is that real or not? I don't know.
No, I think it's real. I'm sure they've expanded their distribution now.
They must have by now, right?
To.
So I was wandering through CVS the other day and I needed to get some shampoo, and I've been coloring my hair for, ever, because genetically I had gray in, by the time I was like my late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've noticed my hair, and now that I have like very straight chin length kind of razor bob, I blow it dry and then I flat iron it. So it's gotten a lot more like heat styling than in the past. So I kind of wanted something that was moisturizing and also, can kind of protect some color. And I'm walking through like the quote unquote, high end aisle of shampoo, and I saw Biolage and I'm like, oh my God, that is such a blast from the past. I have literally not seen or even thought of Biolage in 20 years, maybe. I don't even know how long it's been.
Yeah.
But the scent, if you've ever used Biolage, I can't stop smelling it.
Oh, it smells so good.
It's the most heavenly scent ever. And so as soon as because it had a seal on it, but as soon as I opened one of the smaller bottles didn't. And when I opened it, I was like, oh, I'm back. I was like, I'm back in my room at home in my parents' house. This was in my shower. It was just like, oh my God, it was smell is such an amazing
It's so
thing.
Crazy. I know. One little sniff of something and you're like back in a moment in your life.
And for you especially too, because, we talk about you being a sommelier.
Yeah.
And when you had COVID, you lost your sense of smell.
And
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, smell and
when
the
I had
taste
COVID,
was
I didn't.
Weird.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I didn't lose any. The only thing I had with COVID, I didn't lose any smell, but martinis tasted weird for a month.
Yeah.
And then
I'll tell you, and it was in the shower when I noticed for the first time, because I wasn't sure I had COVID. I just thought I was sick. And it was early on when you actually had to go somewhere for a test. And so I was in the shower getting ready to go for my test. And I opened up I was in the middle. I can remember it clear as day. I was all sudsing up using my loofah. And all of a sudden I realized, I can't smell anything. Why am I not smelling this soap? Because you can always smell your soaps and stuff, especially with the hot. I was like, why am I not smelling anything? And I started to panic, and I was sniffing my shampoo and sniffing my body gel, and I could not smell anything. And that's when I ran out of the shower with the water running, naked dripping water, running into the kitchen, out to the I have a little like covered patio, opened up a bottle of bleach and stuck my nose inside and could not smell anything. And that's when I knew I was like toast.
Yeah. Thankfully, your smell has been restored, right?
Thankfully, I can smell your Biolage now.
Yes. I was going to say, don't buy the Biolage unless like you can smell it, because it is just like...
But is it working for you? Do you like it?
Haven't tried it yet. I literally just got it yesterday. So tonight, I'm going to use it tonight. I'm so excited. So this is I got the Color Last. And it has, it's for color treated hair. It helps color stay vibrant. It's apparently very mild, balanced, pH levels, and some moisture. So we'll see. And I also follow it up with, I didn't buy the conditioner from Biolage because I use the Olaplex conditioner.
Right. You like that a lot, I know.
If you color your hair, the Olaplex is it's gotten a lot of like some weird things happening. I don't know if you've seen that lately. It's kind of been in some of the shampoo, I think, is irritating people's scalps. It did for me but I am so sensitive. So I stopped using the shampoo. The conditioner is fine and it's amazing for your hair, but if you have a sensitive scalp, I wouldn't like rub it into your scalp. The shampoo,
the conditioner, you're just putting it on.
Conditioner, you don't need to do that. Yeah. I had a hairstylist once tell me, and I had longer hair then. He was like, people do not know how to like wash and condition their hair. He said, when you wash your hair, people are always like, like moving their fingers around and really like scrubbing their scalp and everything. He was like, people way overdo it because every time you do that, you're literally breaking down the follicles of your hair. You're creating breakage. And he said, and then as far as conditioning goes, and he also said, when people are like constantly wringing their hair and everything, that's just like horrible. And then as far as conditioner goes, conditioner should literally, you make a ponytail, and from the ponytail down, that's
it should be on the lower 2/3 of your hair is what I've always heard. Yeah.
Only part that conditioner should even touch on your head. So I don't have an issue with Olaplex because I kind of follow that model, but I am excited to get back into Biolage. I hope
you have to let me know because I think I'm in the market for new shampoo. I am so transient when it comes to shampoo. And just as a follow-up, I think I told you guys I was a big fan of the Amica body spray, basically the volumizer. And I love that. So I went and bought the shampoo. Not a fan of the shampoo. Very heavy for my fine hair. Like it looks, to me, it never looks clean because it is so weighed down. So I spent a lot of money on a product thinking that I would like the whole brand.
Yeah.
And I don't think so. So the next time I go get my hair done,
I may direct you to Walgreens or CVS for some Biolage because
I might have to do it.
Biolage back in the day was just one shampoo and one conditioner. Now they have a volume formula. They have a purple shampoo because you're very blonde now. So you may want to do a purple shampoo. I
do have a purple shampoo and conditioner in my shower and I use it occasionally. So I slip it into the routine like every so often.
Yeah. And then they have a hydrating one if your hair is like very dry or kind of fried. Then they have the color one. And then there may have even been one more. But it was an impressive array in terms of like how far the line has come, even though it's probably not in salons anymore. It's probably just, in drugstores. But the signature scent is still there. I was not going to buy it if it didn't still smell the same. It needed to smell like my childhood.
And it does. That's so fun.
Nice. This is my nostalgic purpose.
All right, so you have to give us a full report after you've started using it a few times to let us know how it is.
I will do that. All right. I think that's pretty much everything for this week, right? Definitely, you guys check out our YouTube channel and you can find it at Beauty Pop Podcast. So if you go on YouTube, just search Beauty Pop Podcast and just like and subscribe, and then you'll, get all of the content. We've got lots of short videos and things like that. The Gwyneth stuff, her outfits, which turned out to be a lot more expensive than what people originally thought. There was some high-end stuff that Gwynnie was wearing in court there. But hey, she won her case, so she can afford to still do that.
Good news. I hear he's going to appeal, so that might give you something else to watch.
Oh, he is?
I just heard rumblings that there may be an appeal in the works. So
that is really unfortunate because that is expensive.
It is.
And I had said to a friend of mine who's an attorney, she's not a trial attorney, but I was like, oh man, I'm like, this must be like $100,000 in legal fees that he has to pay. And before she even answered, I was watching court TV and they were like, this case has been going on for 7 years, which I didn't realize. And with all the experts and everything that they've hired, they estimate that it's between 10 to $15 million that Gwyneth has spent. So that's what this guy has to pay. She's asking for $1 plus all of her legal fees. How is he going? I mean, I know he likes to travel.
Why he has to appeal. I bet you anything. Maybe he has to.
Well, but then he's only racking up his own bill.
More. I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Amber Heard, right? When Amber Heard lost in the Johnny Depp case, the civil case, she has to pay him $10 million. And she's like, well, I can't pay it.
Yeah, good luck. Try squeezing blood out of a turnip. Good luck with that.
In that case, like, what do you do?
I know.
I mean, that's a judgment, I guess, that goes against your property and everything else. It's
or
really,
if you get really nasty, then it's it sits on your income so that they can start stripping it away when you do make money. But that's a nightmare. A nightmare.
Yeah. I think I'm surprised he is appealing because I saw an interview because he loves to give interviews, where he said, there's more downside than upside to suing a celebrity, and his character's been assassinated, and it's like, well, you kind of did that on your own.
Yeah. This whole thing, I'm sure Gwyneth was happy to just let this go away, but he's the one that started it all.
Yeah. So I kind of feel bad for him in a little bit of a sense, but also like, dude, you brought this on yourself.
Exactly.
Even her attorneys were like, you did this on your own. Yeah. But anyway, so so next week I think next week, actually, we should probably talk about our idea of makeup removers, the wipes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, because that's, as we're out and about more in the nice weather.
Put on that makeup and you got to take it off when you come home.
Yep. And then, and as the weather gets warmer, it's really, I feel like it is a lot more important to make sure you're cleansing your skin and letting it breathe. So you're not just getting humidity.
Because you can get sweaty and dirty and when you're outside more. So absolutely. Yeah. Makeup removers. Let's do it.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. And we will talk to you next week.